Well, kia ora folks, and welcome back to another video. My name is L-Dub, and today we're going to be talking to you about the set of shelves here, which I just built for my clothes. So to begin with, I'm going to use these two 4x4s here. I'm going to cut each of them in half, and that'll be the 4 legs. Safety first. Alrighty, so I got those 4 legs cut. I've just been playing around with a little bit of styling, just sort of seeing how it's going to look, and I've come up with an idea in my head which I think I'll be happy with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these couple of bits of wood which were left over from my bed project. Now they are 3x2s, and I'm going to cut them at about 6 inches long, the width of the fence palings which I'm using for the shelving. And then these will join between the top of the 2 legs and the bottom of the 2 legs, and I'll insert a panel in there. Rather than using a tape measure, I'll just use a bit of the paling that is 6 inches. Put it on there like that and mark it off. Now when I cut that, it should be the same width of the paling. Perfect. So I just need 3 more of those, and then we're good to start screwing this thing together. So that's 4 of those cut now. I'll get the joiner jig out, put some pocket holes in these. Now ideally when you're using the joiner jig, it's best to have it somewhere secure. Now I've made this little place in my workbench so that every time I put it down and fasten it to the bench, I'm not drilling new holes in my workbench every time. I just gouged out a little line here and highlighted it red so that when I line up the joiner jig with it, take that out. Screws always go back into the same screw holes. Now that's nice and secure, I'll chuck the depth guide back in and we're ready to go. So while I was building the first side to the set of shelves with the legs, I came across a little bit of a problem. It was probably my own fault for not thinking about it beforehand. Where I put the pocket holes, here, and the 6-inch bit of wood, is actually inaccessible for the drill, even with an extension bit, to get the screws in there. Because of these 4x4s, I just couldn't get it in on the angle. So what I had to do is put it back in the joiner jig and put some pocket holes on the top here. Now I can get into them very easy, and I don't have to worry about them being seen on the finished product because there will be a top on this set of shelves. Alrighty, so now what I need to do is cut a bit of wood to sit nicely in there. So I've cut this to size and I've put some pocket holes in there, and then I want to hide them now. I just want to make sure that they're hidden on the side where the other pocket holes were. So I'm just going to tap this into place and then secure it down. So now I'm just deciding how long I want my set of shelves to be. I like to sort of just mock it up like this so that I can visualise it in my head. I also just went into my bedroom and checked that it would fit in with the rest of the furniture of the room. I think I'm going to go with about 45 inches, which is there, and that should give me plenty of room for clothing and all the rest of it in there. But it's also not going to dominate my room because I don't want this thing to be massive, you know. But I don't want it to be too small that it defeats the purpose of even having a set of shelves. So I think about where it's sitting now is probably good. So I think we'll rock with that. Right, let's cut some timber. So I've got this piece here which I'm going to use as the top. I just marked the bottoms of it. So what I'm going to do is secure that on here. Don't forget to drill your pilot hole first. Grab your driver and a screw. Just like so, and then do the same at the other end. Make sure that it's all fitting nicely. Now I've come up with another little genius solution. Rather than getting out the rip saw and kind of a nice straight line, I'm going to sort of make it a little bit curvy so it gives it that rustic feel. One, it's easier, and two, it looks twice as good. We can start putting some shelves in. This thing is coming along rapidly, so let's get into the rest of it and get this thing finished because I need somewhere to put my clothes. Alrighty, so I've decided where I want my shelves to be. I'm going to make the first one at 5 inches from the top. The next one down from that is going to be a little bit bigger at 9 inches. 9 inches again for the next one down after that. Leaving the bottom one the biggest, which is just about 11 inches. Now we need some runners for our shelves to sit on, so I'm going to cut some bits of wood 1 foot long, and I'm going to leave one side nice and level, and the other side I'm going to get the jigsaw out again and cut a wavy sort of pattern into it. Now this is going to give us some runners, and then we can sit the shelves on them once we've screwed them on the inside of these inner walls. So I'm going to measure them out now and then cut those, and I'll show you how I put them in where we mark those spaces. Alrighty, so now that I've cut my little rails, I'm going to screw them in place. Now the first shelf is going to be at 5 inches. I have to remember that the shelf is going to sit on top of these rails, so I'm going to use another one just to sort of give me that depth guide. I'll set it in place there, bang on the line, good to me. Put a screw in there, and away we go. Alrighty, now just make sure that it's level on the other side, and then we'll chuck a screw in this side as well. And then we're going to repeat that process for all the rails. Alrighty guys, so I finished staining those set of shelves. They've been sitting out in the shed for a couple of days now. The weather has turned to custard and it started raining. You can see there's little Lucy out there in her house just keeping nice and dry. I'm going to bring the set of shelves in now and I'm going to screw on some hardware similar to what I put on the bed. I just want to keep that sort of same flow happening in the bedroom, and I'll show you that and then we can plonk it in place. Thought I'd show you one last feature before you go. I've mounted this bear's head onto my set of shelves because sometimes you need to have a beer while you're getting dressed. Cheers. And alrighty guys, well that does it for this video. I hope you did enjoy it. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to show your support. And as always, I'll see you all in the next video. If you do have any ideas or suggestions of things that I should make, please be sure to comment down below. Catch you later.